Right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. Okay? I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
Trump has openly said that the next target is Greenland. Greenland belongs to Denmark, an EU country, and Donald Trump has been eyeing it since 2019. Back then, people laughed. After Venezuela, no one is laughing anymore. In 2025, Trump appointed a special envoy and said clearly, "I will get Greenland, one way or another." He argued that Russian and Chinese ships are everywhere, and Greenland is critical for U.S. security. Even force is an option. So why does Trump want Greenland? First, rare earth minerals, worth over $1.1 trillion, key to breaking China's monopoly. Second, Arctic trade routes, opening as ice melts, shortening Europe-Asia shipping, and boosting naval movement. Third, Thule Air Base, a vital U.S. base tracking Russian missiles and Chinese submarines. After Venezuela, Europe fears one thing: global double standards are now exposed. When Russia attacks, sanctions. When the U.S. acts, silence. Europe depends on America for security. So this isn't just Denmark's problem. Europe is trapped.
Policy question. How much money are you thinking of giving people in Greenland to get them on board with a possible U.S.
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. Okay? I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way. And I'm a man, and by the way, I'm a fan of Denmark too, I have to tell you, and they've been very nice to me. I'm a big fan, but the fact that they had a boat land there 500 years ago doesn't mean that they own the land. I'm sure we had lots of boats go there also. But we need that because if you take a look outside of Greenland right now, there are Russian destroyers, there are Chinese destroyers and bigger. There are Russian submarines all over the place. We're not going to have Russia or China occupy Greenland, and that's what they're going to do if we don't. So we're going to be doing something with Greenland, either the nice way or the more difficult way.
Breaking news. Trump is moving toward Greenland, the world's largest frozen island, and this time, it's not a joke. Greenland is located between North America and Europe, which is controlled by Denmark, an EU country. Years ago, Trump floated the idea of buying Greenland. People mocked it. But that wasn't the real story. After Venezuela, the tone has changed. Trump appointed a special envoy and made it clear Greenland matters to U.S. security. Greenland holds massive rare earth minerals critical for technology and defense. This is the real reason of China's presence in the Arctic. Melting ice is opening new Arctic shipping routes, cutting travel between Europe and Asia, and increasing naval traffic. In northwest part of the island, U.S. is operating its Thule Air Base, which is a key U.S. site tracking Russian and Chinese maritime activities. If Trump moves to take control of Greenland, it will be direct challenge to NATO. Denmark is a NATO member, which means pressure on Greenland instantly becomes a problem for entire Europe.
Shalom Akim, we the brothers from the GMS SF Bay Area camp, coming at you with another in-transit lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashma Shai. Blessed with another week to bring to you this beautiful word. Lord's word is lesson be edifying and exhortating to the body. First and foremost, we want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rekakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Salutations to all you Akim through the four corners of the earth that's preaching this word in sincerity and in truth. And shalom to all you believers that believe on this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to you. I'm the brother Manatzak, and I got with me.
I'm the brother Yariala. I'm the brother Shamar.
Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashma Shai, the Lord has his brothers linked up in the spirit. We on our way to the camp. We coming at you with another in-transit lesson. Lord's will it be edifying, and we going to keep the saying that we have. When we start these lessons off with, we going to keep that saying going through the spirit. We one day closer to our enemy Esau, Edom, the so-called white man's downfall. And we one day closer to our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai's return on the earth. And before Yahweh Shai returns on the earth, a series of events needs to take place. And we have the perfect man in office, the devil himself, DJ Trump, aka Nero, that's actually moving things according to the will of Yahweh Shema Shah, of course, but he's making decisions that's going to lead to America's destruction. Here we are 10 days into the new year, the year 2026, and all types of shit. It's like all hell is breaking loose. You know, I took some notes on a few things, a few points. I guess on January 3rd, the U.S. invades Venezuela, capturing President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, you know, and America seizes over 30 million barrels of oil. And in the press conference, they're asking Trump, well, Trump, what are you going to do with the oil that's left over? He pretty much said, we're going to take it.
So we're going to discuss how these great American companies can help rapidly rebuild Venezuela's dilapidated oil industry and bring millions of barrels of oil production to benefit the United States, the people of Venezuela, and the entire world. And yesterday, the number is 30 million barrels. I can't even, is that a correct number? 30 million barrels. You hear that, Peter? Of oil was given to us by Venezuela. That's a lot of oil. It's about $4 billion worth, and it's on its way to the United States right now. And we want to thank Venezuela for that. And we're working very well with them, obviously, or they wouldn't have been so generous. But they respect us again. They didn't respect us at all before. So that's money that goes to the United States. Some will go to Venezuela, and some will go to the oil companies, but not that, because that's already been extracted. So you're not getting any of that. But when you start extracting, you'll get. But it's tremendous reserves, among the biggest in the world. Some people say it is the biggest in the world. And we're going to be working with Venezuela. We're going to be making the decision as to which oil companies are going to go in, that we're going to allow to go in. Going to cut a deal with the companies. We'll probably do that today or very shortly thereafter with Chris and Doug. And we're dealing with the country, so we're empowered to make that deal. And you'll have total safety, total security. One of the reasons you couldn't go in is you had no guarantees, you had no security, but now you have total security. It's a whole different Venezuela, and Venezuela is going to be very successful. And the people of the United States are going to be big beneficiaries because we're going to be extracting, you know, numbers of, in terms of oil, like, you know, few people have ever seen, actually. So you're dealing with us directly. You're not dealing with Venezuela at all. We don't want you to deal with Venezuela.
Like straight up, basically the niggas showing the nation that he's the big bad bully on the block. They're going to roll on your country and they're going to take whatever they want to, just as they've been doing throughout the earth. They call it order out of chaos. They create a problem and they present that problem to the world, and they act like they're the solution to the problem, which is what, taking more of your rights away, taking your resources away. Another thing Trump said he wanted to do, he said he wanted to attack Greenland, which we know Greenland is backed up by Denmark, which by them being backed up by Denmark, that makes them a part of NATO. So Trump is making this moves that is going to lead to the beast hating the whore, as it tells you Revelations 17 and 16. And what's over there in Denmark? They said they have over 1.1 trillion of rare earth minerals in that land.
Breaking news. Trump is moving toward Greenland, the world's largest frozen island, and this time, it's not a joke. Greenland is located between North America and Europe, which is controlled by Denmark, an EU country. Years ago, Trump floated the idea of buying Greenland. People mocked it. But that wasn't the real story. After Venezuela, the tone has changed. Trump appointed a special envoy and made it clear Greenland matters to U.S. security. Greenland holds massive rare earth minerals critical for technology and defense. This is the real reason of China's presence in the Arctic. Melting ice is opening new Arctic shipping routes, cutting travel between Europe and Asia, and increasing naval traffic. In northwest part of the island, U.S. is operating its Thule Air Base, which is a key U.S. site tracking Russian and Chinese maritime activities. If Trump moves to take control of Greenland, it will be direct challenge to NATO. Denmark is a NATO member, which means pressure on Greenland instantly becomes a problem for entire Europe.
So this devil is making moves to try to take the resources of the earth, and basically the earth can see that this nigga is the problem. And that nations are like, look, if it's gonna be us next.
Yeah.
So they pretty much, you can clearly see that this guy Trump is gonna be the man to lead America to its destruction. Now let me get this. Isaiah 19:4. It says, the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts.
That cruel Lord and that fierce king is DJ Trump himself, in which like the brother did a slight recap of, you know, roughly a week, of events that took place with his face on it, with his words backing it, you know, and pretty much against these different countries, you know, pretty much without counsel or nothing. He just doing it, and
He just doing what he wanted.
This what I want to do, and we move it.
Another event that happened on January the 7th, it says the U.S. seized a Russian flag oil tanker.
Breaking news. A Russian-linked oil ship has just been seized by the U.S. Navy, and this could spark a global conflict. In the dead of night, American warships moved in fast. No warning, no negotiation. Within minutes, the tanker was under full U.S. control. The ship was carrying sanctioned oil linked to Russia and Venezuela, moving secretly through international waters until U.S. forces intercepted it. Destroyers closed in, helicopters hovered overhead. The crew was detained immediately. Washington calls this enforcement of sanctions. Moscow calls it illegal piracy and warns a dangerous red line has been crossed. The stakes are enormous. When superpowers seize each other's assets, diplomacy ends. Escalation begins. Naval seizures lead to blockades. Blockades trigger retaliation. Right now, U.S., Russian, and Venezuelan interests are colliding in the same waters. One wrong move, one misstep, and the world could be drawn into war. Did the U.S. just stop an oil shipment or fire the first shot of something far bigger? The world is now watching every move.
And Russia is pretty much saying that's not a smart move, you know? So you can clearly see that this man is a renegade. He's just doing what he wants to do.
And then the same thing, I think China, they was making threats basically to America for, I forget what area they was trying to go to, but they pretty much was saying if America gets involved, that you would pretty much be escalating, you know, making war happen.
Yep.
And he also, I believe, he spoke about pretty much going into Mexico.
Yeah, he did. He said he might do that next.
Yep. Mexico.
He was saying possibly doing having an intervention in Iran.
Yep.
So he basically you know, he basically doing everything, you know, being the devil that he is, and doing everything to instigate World War III.
He also mentioned Colombia.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he sure did.
And you already know if he touched Iran, what's gonna happen? You know, Russia's gonna get involved.
That's another article I went to the Google AI and I typed in who are Greenland's allies, and let me see. It says primarily sovereign allies, the Kingdom of Denmark. I'm gonna just jump to the point. It says as of January 2026, Greenland allies are primarily defended by its position within the Kingdom of Denmark and its integration into the Western security framework. It says, despite recent globalist tensions with the United States, Greenland maintains several critical international partnerships. Now we're going to jump down to us. It says Greenland is a member of NATO through Denmark's foundation. It says Greenland is a member of NATO through Denmark's founding members. So Greenland is actually part of NATO through Denmark. So what does that leave America as far as Trump making a statement that he wants to attack Greenland? That's pretty much like an attack on your own allies, NATO.
Yep.
So let's get this precept on Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked.
Yeah, and that's what you see getting ready to happen. You know, 10 horns was talking about the EU.
In which I believe DJ Trump's first term, he was already cursing out really the major EU portions because they wasn't fronting their end of what they owe as far as money, finances, backing of NATO. Pretty much Trump was like, look, man, we about to stop funding, because y'all not putting forth y'all pretty much y'all percentage. So he was already cursing them out when he was serving his first term. So that was already causing agitation. And now here we are within his second term, a new turn of events is taking place. It's just add more fuel to the fire.
And I seen a brother made a video mentioning how he had said some new shit recently, basically saying that like without America it wouldn't be no NATO. Pretty much just talking shit basicly. Saying everything possible to offend everybody that's supposed to be allied with them, but soon you're gonna do so much reckless stuff to the point to where everybody else gonna stop rocking with you.
And for the longest, we knew how it was gonna happen because the scriptures tell you. But now, as time goes on, we're able to put the pieces of the puzzle together to see clearly how it's this nigga Trump. It clearly has to be him that's gonna lead America to its destruction. The reason why it tells you the beast shall hate the whore, because he's going against his own allies. It says, "In the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire."
Yeah, and that's what you ultimately gonna see play out. And you seeing it slowly manifest by the different things that Trump is saying and doing. It's gonna get to the point to where they realize, like, man, we gotta, to hell with America. We ain't finna be allies with y'all no more because we the ones closest over here to getting hit with a missile. America the furthest away, everybody else is closer. And then everything that they doing is really affecting them in a negative way. So it's gonna get to a point to where they just gonna be like, to hell with them. We ain't allies with you. We gonna join up with everybody, the winning side, basically. You got the BRICS and everybody else. Like everybody that's against America, it's a lot more enemies of America versus allies. Say it like that.
Because Trump is moving so reckless that the allies of it is say, look, he gonna get us all killed. So it's either us or them. So they gonna be like, fuck them,
And the other nations that's part of the BRICS and everything, they've been already seeing that like pretty much this nigga ain't gonna stop. So they already been slowly working on, coming together, doing their trades and deals outside of America.
In which Turkey been doing that for years now. Which Turkey is a part of NATO. So what they've been outlining themselves with Russia, China, the winning team pretty much.
Well, they go to that in Obadiah. They that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Because they acting like they at peace with them now, but like you going into, they're slowly building up their rapport with the other nations that's against America. And then when it's convenient, that's really all it is. They waiting for when it's convenient to jump sides. Right now, it's not convenient to do so.
Can I read a little bit of this? It's just like the heading. I'm not gonna go into it because pretty much as of February, which is next month, the 4th, it's gonna be the expiration of the Russia and and U.S. nuclear treaty that they made. So Russia is pretty much like they're trying to extend it. See, that's the thing as well. These countries, they're trying to be, how do you say, diplomatic, so to speak, or whatever. They're trying to be peaceful. They're trying to be reasonable. It's the U.S. that's saying that's just going rogue. But pretty much, they're inquiring like, hey, what's the move? And a little heading from Reuters, it says that I guess Trump responded. He says, if it expires, it expires. So he don't give a damn.
That nigga Trump is crazy, man. Fucking, if it expires, it expires.
In which that treaty was to limit the how do you say, pretty much them creating more nuclear capabilities. So if you X that out, hey man, it's all on more preparing for war.
Well, that links up with this because what these nations fail to realize is this is all being orchestrated from the heavens. The Heavenly Father is putting it in their hearts to fulfill His will. Because the will of the Lord is for America, aka Babylon the Great, to be wiped off the face of the earth via nuclear fire. No, it says Revelation. That was it on that.
Yeah. That was, just the heading, just straight to the point.
Yeah. So it says Revelation 17:17. For Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua had put it in their hearts to fulfill His will, and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled.
Yeah, because it's all about the fulfillment of prophecy. At the end of the day, we're telling you because it is written how, and we're going into it, how Esau's America's allies is ultimately going to come up against them, and we're seeing the turn of events that's leading up to that.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't technically tell you specifically what would happen to lead to that, but we're seeing it play out.
Yeah,
That's the end goal.
Yeah, that's the end goal. That's what's ultimately going to transpire.
Yeah.
Yet there's a turn of events that'll lead up to that taking place.
Yeah, to make it manifest.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like a puzzle. As we get closer to the end, the puzzle, as you put more pieces together, you start to see the picture clearer and clearer.
Right.
Until the puzzle is fully done and you see it.
And yeah, you seeing that like Trump, he more likely gonna be the one that causes that to happen.
He got to be.
And let's say hypothetically, if it did, we were here till his term about to be up. He was even talking about trying to extend it to where he could be in there another term.
Yeah.
So like, you don't know how at this point, you don't know how nothing could play out. The way that everything been happening since he been in office, there's no predicting what's next.
Yes,
you
no.
know.
He has three more years, and how much has taken place in 1 year?
Exactly.
So who's to say that we even gonna see the end of his second term?
And then we just started this year. He did the Venezuela shit.
Yeah.
He already getting the year popping.
Yeah,
The brother just went into
the
little timeline.
Yeah, we only 10 days in.
He already going crazy.
He did the Venezuelan attack on the 3rd. Which these things just don't happen randomly. They're planned out. They're planned out in advance. But nevertheless, the Lord is putting the Spirit on these devils to move. Revelation 12:12.
Yeah.
Because they know that their time is short. So, because to believe you me, Trump is not acting on his own. He's receiving orders from the higher ups, the Rothschilds, the international banking families, the small hats. To take it all the way home. Who's really running the scenes?
Yeah.
The small hats. And he's following orders because they have a goal. They want a new world order they want to establish a one world government, and things have to happen in order for them to do so.
Yeah.
But what they don't know is they're falling right into the hands of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua because he's leading these nations to their destruction.
That's right.
Now let me get this, because Esau thinks that he's gained his power on his own. Revelation chapter 6, verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Yeah, and that's what Esau did basically. You seeing who that person is, who's the wicked, because it ain't like you got Moab making all these crazy moves, fucking with everybody. You ain't got fucking the Jeets doing it. All right, the only one doing it is Esau.
Yep.
Specifically, the ones over, Esau so-called running America.
It says, and there went out another horse that was red. So this red horse is talking about Esau, Edom.
Mm-hmm.
It says, and power was given unto him that sat thereon.
Showing you that power was given unto him from who? The Most High.
Yeah.
Was that Daniel 4:17?
Yeah. And now it's his blessing, the
Job
sword.
9:24.
The blessing that Esau got was the sword.
Yeah. Further, it's giving you more detail of who this is talking about.
Yep.
That was his blessing, and that's how he went out to conquer pretty much the earth.
Yeah.
Of course, we was the main target, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but ultimately, all the nations.
Yeah.
That's his main objective.
Yep.
And you go into it in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, he is as death. How he could never be satisfied. He want to heap unto him all nations.
Yep.
He want to just take over everything. This nigga already got a hand on everything as is, but he can never have enough. He want to take even more.
Yeah. It's to the point where he want to take you.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a cashless society, introduce the MOTB.
Have you plugged into his system, be part of it, control everything that you can and can't do.
And that's why it tells you in Matthew 24, if the Lord don't cut the time short, no flesh shall be saved. But it says, But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So that's why events are taking place in the scale that they're taking, because the elect are being sealed.
Well, what's that saying you said before? Like, I forgot how you say it exactly. Like, sometimes you have long periods of time when nothing happened, and you have many, like a lot of years within.
Decades happen.
Yeah.
Yep. Sometimes it takes years. Sometimes it takes decades for things to happen, and then sometimes in a year, decades can happen. Something like that.
Yeah. Like a lot happens in a shorter time frame.
Yep.
You know, and that's what we see going on now. Like, you know, just since he been in office, so much has happened. It's like it's crazy.
Yeah.
In 1 year.
Yeah, in 1 year.
Yeah, this man is the cruel Lord. This nigga's insane, pretty much. The shit that he's saying, the shit he does, like no other president you ever see do that.
But this is what it takes for these prophecies to go forward, though.
Yep.
The right guy is in office. The Lord picked the prime, the perfect devil.
Yep.
To make these prophecies, further manifest.
Arrogant, proud.
Yeah.
Funny.
Biden wasn't gonna do this. Kamala, all these bullshit ass faces, they wasn't gonna get the job done. You know.
The Egyptians were like given to the hand of the cruel Lord, aka Nero, back doing what he's supposed to do. Now it's yep. Revelation 6:4, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another.
Yeah, that's right. Because all these wars were mainly, World War I, World War II. It was Edomite on Edomite.
Yep.
But this coming war, all the nations are going to be involved.
Yep.
And it's going to happen to be all the nations are going to come up against Babylon the Great and those gutter rats over there in our land of Israel, the Amalekites, man.
Yep.
And you see them giving them every reason to come up against America.
Yep.
Like at this point, why wouldn't you hate America? When you see how all the shit they've been doing and how he moving now, you just rolled up in Venezuela. You're like, all right, Greenland next, Mexico next. We're going to do this over here. Like, you just basically doing what the fuck you want to do.
Yeah. So pretty much, if he gonna take over the whole, it's like he finna take over the world. That's what he want to do. So the other nations are like, look, if they next, who's to say we gonna be next?
Yeah. Hey, and they already been forming their alliance, so they basically gonna have their little meeting and say like, look, we gotta get this nigga out of here.
Yeah.
Basically.
I got a preset list.
Hey, you got it out.
Okay. It's Jeremiah 50. I'll start at verse 22. It says, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? And pretty much we see America is weaker than it's ever been, but it's trying to walk around like it still has that strength that it once had. That how do you say that title? Fear.
Yeah, the big bad bully on the block.
Yeah, when that's not the case.
Or the all wars are Baker's wars.
Yeah.
It's like when America, like you was saying, like they're so destroyed. Basically, their last resort is to go to war.
Yeah,
because the economy is through. There's no jobs. There's no money. All right, everything's on the brink of collapsing. So you need something to justify you going to war, and whatever the fuck they gonna make happen, something's gonna happen to so-called justify it.
Yep.
It says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware.
Yeah, you was not aware. The Heavenly Father has you in a snare.
Yep.
See, the good old proud American days are over. They thinking, Trump's gonna make America great again. He's gonna bring us back to how we once were. He's making the right moves. He has you people in the snare. You people have no clue that this nigga's leading you to the Third World War.
Yep.
Your pride, your greed,
they got you distracted with the bread and circus.
Yep, that too.
People don't even realize how close America is to going to war because what we got happening out in Babylon, and it's specifically out here in the Bay. The Super Bowl coming up.
Yep.
Then after the Super Bowl,
for the Olympics,
the FIFA,
the World Cup.
Yep.
So like you have all this shit happening in Babylon to keep your ass entertained, while meanwhile shit's getting ready to be destroyed at any moment.
Yeah,
that's right. It says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Like we was going into, you don't even know that that your allies are getting ready to come up against you for all this BS that you're doing. You know, you're just setting yourself up for an ultimate downfall. And like I said, what's leading you there? Your pride, your greed for more, like you referred to in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter.
Yeah.
You know, so all that is pretty much leading you right into a trap. It says, "Thou art found and also caught because thou hast striven against the Lord." That's right. And what is this devil society is all based off of, man? Being anti Hamashiach, being anti Yahweh Shem Yahushai, ultimately, you know, pressing out atheism, trust science, AI, so witchcraft, sorcery, what you built this whole wicked kingdom upon. You know, it's all against the Lord, ultimately. So it says, "The Lord have opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of the Lord, power of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans." It says, "Come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left."
Yeah, it's talking about the missiles.
Yeah.
The Lord has prepared his armory. He's preparing the nations for war. He's stirring up the minds of these leaders to look at America as the enemy, as it is the enemy. They see that, look, there's no other choice but to wipe this bitch off the earth.
Yep.
There's no other way. Because this devil's going to be so crazy with it. It's like I mentioned earlier, it's going to be us or them.
Yeah.
How the nation's going to see it. Like either we all going to die together or they going to die. So fuck it, they gone.
Yeah, it's gonna be easy choice to make.
Yep.
And that's why it tells you in Revelation 18, in 1 hour, so great riches come to naught. It's going to come a time where they just going to press that button.
Right.
And then Yahweh Shai going to show up with the angels. The elect going to get beamed up. And as the elect get beamed up, the missiles going to be dropping.
You basically not giving them no choice.
Yep.
It says, "Slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation."
Yeah, woe unto them, for their day has come. This has always been prophesied to happen before the earth was even created. So it was always set for you devils to be the end of Esau's world.
Yeah.
Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. Because after this, because really this is Esau's problem. We just pilgrims. Remember the scripture say we're gonna be as pilgrims upon the earth. We just here or there. We are waiting for Yahweh Shai to come to deliver us from this captivity, Lord's will.
Yeah, what is that? I think Zephaniah, is it 3 and 5? But no, probably 3 and 8. Wait ye upon me.
Yeah, wait ye upon me to the day I rise ye up to the prey.
Yeah.
You know, so this fight has nothing to do with us. This is your fight, Esau.
Straight up.
That's gonna lead you to your destruction. Now, was that there on that?
Yeah, that's the point.
I'm gonna finish up on Revelation, and I got another one. Yeah, Revelation 6:4, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
Showing you that that's talking about Esau, Edom.
Yep.
That's the blessing. That's the blessing that he received from our forefather Isaac, which is a constellation prize, which is ultimately it was a curse unto him as well. You know, because what did the Lord tell Peter? And when he whipped out his sword, he said, "He that liveth by the sword will perish
die by the sword." Yep.
So ultimately, that sword, that blessing that he received, is going to be ultimately his downfall and his destruction. Which the peak of that sword is what? The thermonuclear missiles.
Yep. And you got it. I said that's spiritual. You said that. This devil thinking that the missiles is his greatest invention. He that liveth by the sword shall die by the sword. The same missile that this devil has got is going to be his downfall.
Yeah. And really, the Lord used you to create one of his many armies.
Yep.
You know, Joel, the 2nd chapter, refers to the missiles as one of his armies, man. Which is going to be used to what? To destroy this wicked-ass kingdom.
Now, we could wrap it up on this, because there's so many scriptures we could get, but for time's sakes. Malachi chapter 4, verse 1, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble." So that's the day that we're approaching. Trump is going to lead you Americans to the day where you burn as an oven.
Yeah.
All the proud, all you proud Americans, you wicked people of the earth, 2/3 of our people that want to follow after Esau and wickedness.
That's right. Those that take the MOTB.
Yeah, those that take the MOTB.
Because that's a major prophecy that has to play out as well before this Third World War take place, in which we've been going into. The memorandum he signed on December the 19th, the race to 6G.
Oh yeah.
Which is going to usher which is going to back that new system.
It says, "And all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch."
Yep, ain't nothing gonna be left. Like you be seeing all these different little shows showing it, like Fallout, but it'll be worse than that, to where it literally ain't even nothing left. You know, Fallout, you still got remains, buildings and shit, but
yes, it's inhabitable. It's people still there.
They could come back and rebuild, but like with this, ain't gonna be nothing left. You know, it's gonna be just sand.
Yeah, a desolate wilderness.
Yep, a big desert.
Yeah.
It said you ain't gonna be able to discern from California to New York, from Florida to New Orleans. You ain't gonna be able to know what was here.
It's gonna be like Sodom and Gomorrah. If you went over there right now, the same thing you see over there, it's gonna be the whole mass of America.
Yep.
It says a line of confusion.
Yeah, a line of confusion. But it says, now for the elect, because you got to remember, we in Babylon too, Lord's will. If we are that number, it says, you may be asking, what are y'all gonna do? But it says, but unto you that fear my name, shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings. Yahushua is going to come in the midst of World War III and deliver his elect from the fire. What's that, Zechariah? I will bring the third part through the fire.
13.
It says, healing in his wings, meaning he's going to change us from these vile bodies. Who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body. We get the new bodies. It says, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall, because the shepherd is going to be with us forever. It says, and ye shall tread down the wicked. So this is where the fun begins for the elect. That's when you get the superhuman bodies. You get to come down from the chariots and put the elites in captivity for all the wickedness that they've been doing on the earth. And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, said the Lord of hosts. So everybody has their day. And Esau, your day is coming. It don't just end with the nuclear missiles. That's just the end of your reign of terror on the earth, meaning your kingdom. Once your kingdom is destroyed and the nuclear missiles, is destroyed, Babylon the Great and various other parts of the earth, Yahushua is going to be here. His elect will be beamed up in the chariots, and for a certain period of time, they're going to be up in the firmament. And after that, they're going to come down and subdue all the heathen nations around the planet Earth and put them in captivity. And that will be the start of a righteous world being established in the earth. As it tells you, what's that, Isaiah 6? Not Isaiah, Matthew 6. Let your will be done on the earth as it is in the heaven. That's what's coming. The will of Yahweh Shema Shai is to destroy the Edomites and set his people up, the Israelites, starting with the elect, with his only begotten son leading the elect as the rightful rulers of the earth.
That's right.
And so his way can be established through the earth. That's what's coming, America was never meant to be for forever. It's a temporary stop in time, for the Israelites, for our captivity. It's temporary, and then eventually it's going to be over, and then we're going to be in glory.
And what Jake brought up, it's pretty much reached that 250-year period.
Yep. That's a good point. 2026 makes the 250-year anniversary of America's empire, and they say the time frame of a kingdom before it falls is usually 250 years.
Yeah.
So what would make America any different? That's why we're seeing things play out this year so fast, 10 days in.
Yeah.
Lord's will, we be out of here by the end of this year, beginning of next year.
For real.
We have to see how things play out, but we know we close, Keep the faith, stay prayed up. Lord's will, this lesson was edifying and exhortating. We want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Shalom to the elect.
Shalom to the elect.
Shalom.